What's up, everyone? Dragon Ball Super episode 126. So this episode starts off with Topo and 17 facing down each other, just like how it ended the last episode. So 17 is trying to push back a blast from Topo. Doesn't work, because he's all powered up. He's a god of destruction at this point, and all he can really do is run. So 17 starts dodging attacks and trying to run until he comes up with a plan. So his plan is basically, he notices that Topo uses his destruction power to make a hole into a big rock, and he sees that it falls apart. So he thinks, hey, maybe I can make these rocks fall on top of him, which he does make it happen. So Topo goes over to another rock and he makes another hole in it to try to get to 17, but 17 blasts it and knocks it on top of Topo, and Topo's just buried in Robo, and everyone's just like, yeah, he got Topo, but I mean, come on, it's just a bunch of rocks. It's going to slow him down at best, and I think that's what 17 was doing, but everyone else is just kind of a little excited. So Topo gets out, he just destroys all those rocks with his destruction power, and then he just starts blasting 17 with his little finger thing like he's a Gundam or some junk. So he starts blasting the hell out of 17, and 17 eventually falls down to his knees, and he's pretty much all beat up, and Topo just walks up to him, and he's like, well, so I don't destroy you, I'm not going to use my destruction powers. He creates a giant energy ball, kind of like Frieza, or, so he's about to smash 17 and pretty much knock him off the arena. But a laser comes out of nowhere and blasts the ball, and it explodes. And it doesn't really hurt Topo, but it knocks 17 out of the way and jacks him up some more. And Topo turns around, and who do we see? Frieza. I wasn't expecting this. After the last episode, I thought Frieza was going to stay there, knocked out, and we weren't going to see Frieza for a while. So I'm kind of disappointed by this, but I'm also kind of surprised. But it was kind of annoying. They should have just left Frieza knocked out at the floor, and 17 found a way to get out of the situation. Because pretty much, Topo starts attacking Frieza again. Frieza attacks Topo first, and he puts him in this energy ball where he can't move, and he's like, I paralyzed you. And then he starts chucking a bunch of rocks at him, but it doesn't do anything. Again, it's Topo, at best despised time. So of course Topo just breaks out, grabs Frieza again, and just starts throwing him around like nothing, because, Frieza just got jacked up. He's not even in his golden form. He's nothing to Topo at this point. So it turns out, or it becomes Frieza and 17 versus Topo, but all of a sudden all these white energy blasts start hitting Topo, and I was like, who the hell is left in this tournament that is attacking? Is Frieza, shooting some weird white energy balls or slashes? But it turns out these are just energy coming out of the fight from Jiren, Goku, and Vegeta. Like, their punches or attacks are so hard that it's sending out shockwaves that can literally kill or hurt people or destroy the arena. So Topo looks over there and he's like, oh, Frieza or Vegeta and Goku are, holding their own against Jiren. So he comes up with this plan where, or Jiren notices Topo as well, and they come up with a plan just instinctively, I guess. It just kind of seems that way, where Jiren shoots this big blast at Goku and Vegeta, and they dodge it, but it was lined up so it aims at Frieza and 17, and it hits the two of them, and they both get blown up, and we don't see them. And so Topo all of a sudden attacks Frieza, and pretty much their plan was to separate Goku and Vegeta. So now it's Topo versus Vegeta and Jiren versus Goku. So Topo's hoping to take out Vegeta and then go after Goku with Jiren. But so we start the fight with Topo versus Frieza, or sorry, Vegeta. Man, my head is all over the place today. Sorry, but Topo starts attacking Frieza or Vegeta. Sorry, man, what the heck? So he starts attacking Vegeta, using his finger blast again. It starts hitting Vegeta all over the place, but Vegeta manages to avoid it, and he does a final flash against Topo, but Topo uses a big, destruction energy ball, and kind of easily just kind of knocks it out of the way, and then he just starts manhandling Vegeta. Like, Vegeta's able to block and, dodge some attacks, but for the most part, Topo's just running around, hitting him with blasts, making him explode, just knocking him around everywhere, and Vegeta is just getting tore up, because Topo's a god of destruction. So Vegeta starts talking to Topo. He's like, how is this justice? How is you destroying everything and being so violent? How is this part of your justice? Because, earlier they fought and they somewhat talked. And Topo was just like, I threw all that away. I'm done with justice. If justice wasn't enough to save me or my universe, then I don't need it. And he starts, again, they start to fight up, and he starts, pushing Vegeta around until he slams them into a wall, and Vegeta's just kind of stuck there. And Topo powers up one of those big balls again that he was going to use on 17, and he chucks it at Vegeta. And Vegeta's just kind of there, and he's thinking. He's like, Jiren, or Topo, threw away everything that he stood for, his justice, his beliefs, and everything. And he starts thinking, he's like, there's no way I could throw away Bulma, Trunks, what's her name? Bra? I don't remember his daughter's name. My bad. My promise I made to Kaba, my Saiyan pride. I could never throw that away. That's who I am, and that's able to, it gives him the strength to power up some more. And he just, all his energy envelops him, and he's able to, knock that energy blast out of the way. And the fight turns around and does a 360. All of a sudden, he's able to hold his own against Topo. So he starts punching Topo around. And every time Topo tries to use, an energy blast or something, Vegeta easily just punches right through it. He even uses a destruction orb on Vegeta, and Vegeta just puts blue energy all over his hand, and he just punches right through it, which is really impressive. It's like, come on, Vegeta, you're doing amazing. That's big level up territory. And eventually, Vegeta's pushing him around and doing damage, but he really needs to do a great attack to do damage or to defeat him. And, even though he's able to punch through his destruction energy, he can't shoot blast at him to do enough damage on Topo. So he's like, I'm going to come up with an attack that's strong enough that your destruction energy won't be able to destroy it. And all of a sudden, he starts powering up and, getting all this energy around him. And I'm like, what are you doing, Vegeta? And then Piccolo's just like, this attack, and he remembers, there's a flashback where he remembers where Vegeta was fighting Buu, and he had, when he was Majin Vegeta or whatever, and he was doing that self-destruct thing. He starts powering that up, and they're like, oh, Vegeta's powering up his self-destruct move. So he starts powering up, and Topo starts, he gathers energy into a big ball, and he chucks it at Vegeta. So it becomes Topo's destruction energy versus Vegeta's energy. And at first, it looks like his destruction energy wins, because it envelops Vegeta's ball, and it's just all dark, and it looks like it's going to destroy him. But all of a sudden, beams of light start popping out of it, and Vegeta lets loose his energy, and it destroys the destruction energy, and then it hits Topo, and Topo just gets decimated, man. This thing just jacks him up and destroys a lot more of the arena that's left. And then once the dust clears and everything like that, we see Topo teleport into the bleachers. He's all jacked up, he's on the floor. He is out. Vegeta defeated Topo. So Topo is out of this match. God of Destruction. Apparently Vegeta is strong enough to defeat a God of Destruction. Or just about. I mean, realistically, with his destruction power, Topo could have probably just killed him. But he fought him in a good level and was able to defeat him. So everyone else is just like wondering if Vegeta is dead, because the last time he used this attack, he died. So they're like, oh no, Vegeta, is he okay? And it turns out he's okay. He's extremely beaten up. He has no energy, or at least they say that. But they mentioned that, he's a lot stronger now with his Super Saiyan Blue, that he was able to survive this attack, or that's the reason he survived. Whereas the last time he used it, he died. So this episode ends with 17, Goku, and Vegeta facing down Jiren. And Jiren's just like, I expected more out of Topo. So he gets mad, and he starts powering up. And that's pretty much where the episode ends, where Topo finally unleashing his true power, or what we're to assume is his final powered up form, or his last of his energy. And I gotta say, it was a good episode. There's a few things, or the one thing that bugged me was the Frieza thing, because at the end of the episode, we don't find out what happened to Frieza, and we could just assume that he's either hiding or knocked out. And that's kind of where we left him in the last episode. So I'm just like, why did you bring Frieza back just to get rid of him, or just hide him from us? Because it would have been the same thing. Like I said, they could have found something else, or Vegeta could have gone to help 17 or something, or just something completely different. But bringing Frieza in for like a couple of minutes just to, get rid of him again, so we don't know where he's at or what he's doing, I felt it was pointless. But overall, I thought it was a great episode. Vegeta was doing good. I love the flashback scene, or in him thinking about his family and Kaba and his Saiyan pride. It really shows how much Vegeta has changed. Like, out of all the characters from Dragon Ball, he's definitely the one who's matured and changed the most. And I think I said it before, you know, he came to Earth to destroy the planet or to conquer it and kill Goku and everything. And now he's one of their greatest allies and one of the greatest defenders. He loves his family more than any of the other characters. You know, his pride isn't just, you know, something that holds him back. It's something that pushes him forward. You know, he made that promise to Kaba, and it's something that's also pushing him forward to become a better person. And he wants to win the tournament to revive all these people. Where before, you know, he would have wanted to wish for immortality or something selfish. He's not this selfish, evil person we know anymore. So this episode really highlighted a lot of that. You know, like I said, when he's thinking right there, he's like, how could Topo abandon all his beliefs or whatever? I could never do that. And he's like, and I could never lose to anyone who, you know, just abandoned his beliefs like that. It shows how much Vegeta has changed. And, you know, if you don't understand why people like Vegeta as a character, this is a great example why they do it. Like, Vegeta's one of my favorite characters. I can't really say he's my favorite character, but I do like him, and I like him a lot right now. You know, he's getting right there where I'm just like, man, Vegeta, you got me thinking about who's my favorite character, and you're you're getting closer right there, Vegeta. So, like I said, it was a fantastic episode. I really enjoyed it. If you watched it, what did you think? Did you think it was kind of cheap how Vegeta won, or did you want another episode of Vegeta fighting Topo? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.